Hey, this is Ryan, and if you're wondering why you're seeing an influx of designer handbags, puffy jackets, well, it's F1 season. I'm here to give new viewers of F1 a quick rundown so you don't have to watch 40 hours of Drive to Survive on Netflix. F1 is everywhere. It's all over the world with 3 races in the United States. They got all the fancy cars: McLaren, Mercedes, Aston Martin, Ferrari, and even an energy drink, Red Bull, even though they do use a Honda engine. The best driver for the last 4 years, 4 straight championships, was Max Verstappen. And much like other types of racing, like NASCAR, the most championships is 7. That is both Lewis Hamilton and Michael Schumacher. Schumacher doesn't race anymore, but Lewis Hamilton does, and he got all his championships with Mercedes. However, shock move, he just moved to Ferrari, and he starts this year with the new red colors. Unlike other racing, the fastest manufacturer wins. And we'll find out real quick, and it's looking to be McLaren this year. To some extent, it's a little different than other racing in that the fastest manufacturer wins. And there's kind of a salary cap, so you can't spend unlimited amounts of money to catch up. There's a lot of money involved and a lot of competition. There are no friends in F1. And as a result, if drivers don't perform even to the slightest, they get kicked out. There's only 2 drivers per team, and every single year, drivers switch spots. Where are the Americans, you ask? Well, Cadillac and GM are joining in 2026. So is Ford with Red Bull. They're going to make Red Bull's engine. Also, we got Haas. Haas team is an American team. However, there are no American drivers. We do have an American CEO, Zach Brown of McLaren, and McLaren may win the championship this year. When it comes to the style of racing, there's less passing in F1. Why? Well, there's a rule. You can only make one consecutive pass attempt at a time. This makes it really hard to zig and zag like in NASCAR and cause a bunch of accidents. Part of the reason also is they're open wheel cars, and when they touch each other, they actually kind of implode. Also, drivers within 1 second of the person in front of them get a thing called DRS, which is a drag resistance system. Once they turn that on, and it's usually on a straightaway in specific zones, they can easily catch up to the person in front of them, which allows them to pass a lot quicker. Again, it's only when you're 1 second behind the person in front of you, and it has to be after the first lap. But if you have a fast car and you happen to have DRS, you're automatically going to pass the person in front of you with little to no resistance. Unlike American racing, you actually get penalties for swearing on the radio in F1. There are no fights in F1 at all. I can't imagine the penalty for fighting in F1. Also, a big difference between all American sports and F1 is they celebrate third place. If you make a podium in general in F1, it's a big deal. Also, they celebrate manufacturer titles, and the success of a manufacturer is almost just as important as the team, or as the driver. The top manufacturers lately have been Red Bull, McLaren, Ferrari, and Mercedes. This year, shaping up to be very similar, with it sounding like McLaren might be the top to start the season. Or, at least until the next car comes out, which is next year. One of the more unique things about F1 is that they have a mid-season break, which means it gives everybody a chance to get on their yachts and visit remote islands and post about it all over social media. I'll be discussing more about F1 and its comparison to NASCAR and things I like and don't like in my future podcasts and also future videos, so please follow.